Okay, so theory number 1 is we just walk right in, and whatever we have to do with the book just happens automatically. If that theory doesn't work and the combat starts, I'm actually going to just let her kill me and try to figure out what the hell theory number 2 could be. So, let's go ahead and give this a try. Okay, if I remember right, this is the same as that first time. And when we talked to her, I'm inching forward. We talked to her, the sword came down, she swung at us, and we pretty much just, like, died in 2 hits. So... I'm hoping this book thing is automatic? Wait, maybe I have to open the book to her? Look, I opened the book. Do something. Okay, that was going to be theory number 2, so technically we tested theory number 2 first. Let's test the original theory. Oh boy. Is this gonna be the same? No, this is not the same. Okay, so it does automatically do it. Aww. Is she being defeated by the knowledge, or...? No. They are related! Okay! It is mother and child. So the theory from the beginning was correct. Oh my god. That's awesome. And the golden treasures are mementos of theirs. Ah. Wait, so does that mean the manual is... That's awesome. I really like that. I'm very curious now. I'll have to go back. Obviously, this is the type of thing that would be open to a second playthrough for me. But I'd have to go back and see if you just beat her in combat, what happens exactly. Yeah, because that opens up a whole bunch of, like, almost meta questions of, like, is it supposed to be them, like, actually in the game world in that sense? Is it the big sword is almost like controller 1 kind of thing for, you know, the player 1, player 2 dynamic? Like, there's a lot of different ways you could interpret that. I think that's one of the things is the deciphering, right? Is what does the manual actually say? Like, what is the story that's being told? Or is it meta of them, like, learning that they're in a game, so to speak? I really like that ending. It's not as ambiguous as some other games that I've played, like Below or Inside with their endings. It's less ambiguous, and yet I feel like it actually opens up more possibilities for what it could mean as a result. That's awesome. And yeah, this is such a good game. This is such a special game. The way that they incorporated that manual and the secrets and how you can go through it, and again, I shortcutted a few things there, right? But it was always after feeling like, oh, I've figured out what it is they're asking for me here, what the puzzle's supposed to be. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that. That is really cool. There's a lot I'm curious about now as well. Like, that language and deciphering it. I think that might be something that I look at in either in the future or just look to see what that all stood for. Oh, but that's it. And so yeah, so for those who don't know, it seems like the credits are going by really quick. Usually I'll kind of like give a not a review, but like reflections I call it on a game when I complete it and the credits roll. That's why I always show the credits. One, I believe in giving credit where credit is due to the people who make these amazing things. But then it's a nice little opening to be able to. Oh, New Game Plus. Copies your save and carries most items in a New Game Plus. Oh shit! I didn't even know there was a New Game Plus for it. Cool. Well, I mean, at the very least, I'll just activate that. I assume. Yeah, it just takes us right back to the start of the game. Okay. Yeah, so Tunic. Obviously the exploration, the way that it oh, you get the whole instruction booklet from the beginning. Huh. Be interesting to see how that works exactly. Wonderful game. Absolutely wonderful game. The Game of the Year buzz that it got when it came out, I completely understand. Just the way it's designed, how gratifying it is, finding those secrets. If you don't, the path through is still like such a challenging and fun adventure. Like if I had not tried to go for all that and just went for trying to kill the final boss, I don't know what that would turn out like, but it's really fun. And the language part of it too, right? Because I know some people will look at that and maybe complain about it, but I think it fits. I think the way that they did this and the fact that you have the manual for so much help, like, there are games that are a lot more obtuse with stuff than this. So actually giving you something directly to be like, hey, if you translate this, here's all these extra layers. That's pretty cool. I do wonder, though, if there might have been a way to do it where it's like, hey, if you can figure all these things out to collect the pages, to do this, or to trigger something, we'll auto-translate it for you, right? Like a fill-in thing. It kind of like, in my mind, like No Man's Sky, where the more language stones you find and those things, it'll just basically decipher it for you. And you'll then, you know, earlier conversations or conversations you're having where you only know one or two words, when you get in later, you actually could auto-translate, essentially, the whole rest of it. That might be an interesting thing. It probably would take away some of the charm for people that do take that extra step to figure it out. So I don't even know how I'd feel about that, honestly. But outside of that, I mean, the combat, the feel of it, the items, the different options you have. Like, I never really delved into some things as much as I probably could have or should have necessarily. Like, I found my combat style and what I like to use between tools. But they give you a lot of different things to work with. So yeah, if you love old school Zelda-like games, if you love Souls-like games, there's a lot of different genres and types of games this touches on that are really, really well made, or that this is really well made in that like vein, but super charming, super fun. Yeah, it all the praise that it got when it came out is justified, 100%. It's absolutely justified. So yeah, that was Tunic.